So, sometimes you wonder, well, what is this unto? What is this good for? What is the positive meaning or purpose of this? Now, Brenda just said it really well a few minutes ago, is when you get your head under the water, the other stuff doesn't mean diddly. Diddly, whatever diddly means. She didn't say that, that's my word. But anyway, it takes away the screaming voices of this world. So hello, I think that's pretty good right there. But here's something else that we're learning. Most of our lives have been dictated by the cognitive trained patterns of our brain. We know that this is the way the laws of physics works, this is the way history says, and so we're dictated by things that are filtered through our brain. And our brain, Bill Johnson says it this way, that our brain is not capable of taking us into the spirit realm. It's a wonderful fact gatherer, it's a wonderful processor, but it doesn't know what it doesn't know. And it does not have the capacity to hear in the spirit realm. So what are we doing? We took a little nesty plunge into the river of God. We put our heads underwater. We let Him adorn us. All of those are scriptural perspectives, scriptural pictures. They're in the scripture. And so what is, first of all, if I was to play the devil's advocate, what's the purpose of that? Well, the question was, what's so wrong with it? Just believing what the scripture says. But here's what I want to go towards. You and I are eventually going to become very adept, very skilled at learning how to live and move and have our being in heaven, while our ticker's still running strong. We're going to become very skilled at that. We don't become skilled at that with our brain. We become skilled at that with learning how to be childlike and splashing and playing in the kiddie pool, our toes in a little bit of the edge of the surf, until pretty soon we can jump in and swim wholeheartedly underwater. So, is this important? Oh, it's vitally important. These childlike things we are doing are vitally important. Do they offend the mind? Quite possibly. Do others get offended at them? Probably. But they are vitally important for us to learn how to sense, to interpret, and respond in the heavens, the heavenly places. And so I love it, guys. I love it that we are learning how to move in the heavenlies, learning how to see and to hear, interpret, and voice things in the spirit realm. And are they all completely, what's the word I want to say? Thus saith the Lord, what we're doing? Probably not today. I wouldn't say that everything we said or did was thus saith the Lord. Was it based on Scripture? I think almost everything we did was based on Scripture. We can find it in Scripture. But is it meaningful and is it useful for growing up? Yes. Let me just take one more example here. A little girl, maybe she's 5 years old, Teresa, and who else? Oh, Mary Jane, you said 5 years old. Maybe she's 5 years old, and she's out in the front yard after the rain. And in the side of the hill, there's this soft clay now. And what does she do? She goes over there and starts making herself a little mud pie. Oh, she's patty cake, baker's man. She's got her little pies out, sitting out there. And Daddy looks at her and says, oh, that's my girl. She's learning how to make things out of her hands. And one of these days she'll make peach pie and cherry pie and chocolate cake. But she has to start somewhere. And Daddy's just proud as a peacock. Today, I think he's proud as a peacock that we're learning how to splash and play in his river. We're getting his mind. This is so good. We mentioned just a few minutes ago how vital, how highly important this activity, this exploration, this expansion of our experience base is, how important it is. This serves as an anchor to us when we face other issues in life, whether it's in the course of the day or big ticket items in life. Just for reference, I don't want to go down the trail on this, but just for reference, I believe we have some pretty big disruptions in our society in not that very distant future. I think we have some pretty big disruptions. And if you and I haven't grown accustomed to doing what we did this morning, I think Brenda said it best. When she got her head under the water, the world issues faded away. And so when stuff happens and there are some big disruptions going on for us around the world, in our world around us, it's going to be very mandatory to us to look back to the habit patterns that we're establishing right now. We're establishing, where does our security come from? Not from a pop call beggar prayer to God. That assumes that he's somewhere else and he's distant and you don't even know his heart or nature. No, that's not going to bring you security. You're still in fear, you're still in beggar mode. No, our security comes from, you know what, let me just take a dive under the river. That's where I'm learning to abide. Jesus, in the process of being under this river with you, I'm going to get your mind about this, and you and I are going to partner. This is no big deal. This is NBD. Everybody say NBD. NBD. No big deal. This is no big deal because you and me are more than a match for whatever this issue is, as long as I stay under the river. I think we have a little picture of that, slightly different symbolism, but in Song of Solomon, when the maiden gets assured of the beloved's love, and she becomes confirmed in it. Oh yes, he really does love me. First time he wanted to go out leaping, skipping, she was not ready. Chapter 8, she's ready to go leaping and skipping. Where did she get her confidence, her confirmation of his love? In the chamber room, underwater, kind of mixing now those two symbolism. She got her confidence underwater in the chamber room so that then she could go walk on water or leaping and skipping on mountains, on the stuff of life. She, okay, Jesus, let you and I go. How did we get strength and how did I get confidence to do that? I was underwater in the chamber room with you.